I absolutely hate backing up my WordPress website. It is just something that is inconvenient to do. However, in order to show you exactly how to do it, I have just done it, recorded it, and I'll show you it in just a second with exactly how long it took. However, even with how quick that is, I am also going to show you a way to make sure that you always have a backup in place and you don't have to do anything for it to happen. You just sit back, relax, and watch the backups roll in with no issues whatsoever. It makes me hate backups less. I almost like them. Almost. And start the clock, and we'll begin on the WordPress admin dashboard. I'm going to go across here to Duplicator, which is the tool that I use for my backups, and I'm going to go up to the top right here and click on Create New. I want a new backup. Okay, from here, I'm not going to worry about any of this because I know it's going to do a full site backup. I know that the installer file is completely fine, and I know that I don't need to adjust my backup or my storage, and I'm going to leave the name as it is. Next, let's create the scan. Okay, that's my scan complete. Don't need to worry about any of that. And I'm just going to go ahead and build this. The build is going to take a couple of minutes, so I'm just going to speed through this. We'll come back and we'll see exactly how long the build took for what is quite a large website. There we go, that's done. So now we can download both files. And just give that a second to download as well. This is going to depend on the speed of your internet connection. And then I can go here to my backups and I can check on my most recent backups that have been created. I've got 2 of them just here. So that's fine. That doesn't take too long, but it's an amount of time that realistically you don't want to be spending. And it also requires you to remember to do this regularly. Let's solve both of those problems right now. The way that we are going to do it is it's actually giving you the options just here. Schedule backups. So in Duplicator, I'm going to come down, I'm going to click on Schedule Backups. So my original backups I just showed you were using Duplicator Lite, and we need to upgrade to Duplicator Pro in order to get the schedule backup. So let's do that. Let's upgrade to Duplicator Pro. So once you've got hold of Duplicator Pro, you're going to be able to log in to your dashboard right here. And from here, I'm just going to download Duplicator. I can show you now that I have the Duplicator Pro zip file just here. We don't want to do anything with it such as extracting. What we need to do is we want to head over to plugins from our WordPress admin dashboard. I'm going to go to add new plugin. From here, where you would normally search plugins to get hold of Duplicator Lite in the top right, we're actually going to come across here to upload plugins. So I'm going to click there, and then I'm going to take that Duplicator Pro file I showed you a second ago. I'm just going to drag it straight into this section. Nice and easy. And then we can go ahead and install now. We're going to hang around for just a second, and then it's going to allow us to activate this plugin. There we go, we're installed, so I can now come here and activate the plugin. Now I have Duplicator Pro in my sidebar, so let's click on here and go across to schedule backups, exactly what we were looking at just a second ago. So of course, currently we have no schedule at all, but that's fine. Let's just add a new one. Schedule name, I can call this daily backup. It could be weekly, monthly, whatever it is that you need to do. There's some options for backup templates. We're just going to go with default and default local. So this means it's going to store it to your local storage, and it's basically the default template, which is a full site backup. When do we want this to repeat? Daily. So daily backup, of course I do. Now, start time. This is actually important. You need to set this for a time when you're going to have traffic on your site. That might seem counterintuitive, but you need traffic in order to make it work. So I'm going to set this for a time where I know that I have traffic running through my website. Then we just want to make sure that this here is ticked to enable this schedule. Yes, that's exactly what we want to do. And then we can save it. There we go, the schedule has been saved. So now I can go across to schedule backups as we showed before. And we have a daily backup running next. It shows you the time and date that it's going to run and when it last ran. So of course we've just made this, so it hasn't actually ran yet. And is it active? Yes, it is active. Now, once that backup has run, you can see that it is available for recovery. And this little symbol here means we've got disaster recovery as an option. So if I come across here to the backups in the sidebar, you can see my backup and you can see that this blue icon says that the backup is available for disaster recovery. So we can click on this right here and it's going to allow me to set this as a disaster recovery point. Now, if you want to know how to use disaster recovery and how to set this and use it to your advantage, then you want to click this video right here.